problem is to write a Python program to count the number of digits present in a number. Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to WsCube Tech. My name is Ayushi Jain, and in this video we will learn how to write a program that will allow us to count the number of digits that are present inside a number. So suppose guys, if you have a number, let's say 1, 2, 3, and if you want to count how many numbers are there, then obviously we know that there are 3 digits over here. But how we can do it with Python? In our Python, there are 2 methods in which we can do it. Our first method would be using the while loop, and our second method would be using the length function. We'll be seeing both the methods one by one. First of all, let's talk about our method number 1, that is using the while loop. Let's first understand the logic that we are going to use, and then we will be writing the program on it. So we need to count digits using while loop. How it can be done is very simple. Suppose for example we have a number. Our number is equals to, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and we clearly know that right now it is 4 digits. Okay, and we will be creating a variable called as count whose value would be equal to 0. But how to do it with Python is very simple. We will be writing a loop over here that while this number over here, while this number is not equal to 0, while number is not equal to 0, in that condition what we need to do, we need to remove one number from here and increase the count by 1. So what we will be doing, first of all, we will increase the count over here. So what we will be doing after this, we will be removing one digit from here and increase the count by 1. So for removing one digit from here, we will be using the method of floor division. The floor division method says over here that suppose if I write 1, 2, 3 and 4 and divide it by 10, the quotient that I would get would be 1, 2 and 3. How it is possible? Let's have a look. So suppose I would have written, so 10 1 times is 10, it would become 23. 10 2 times is 20, it would become 34. 10 3 times is 30, and the remainder is 4. After that we don't take a decimal value, so what we will get? We'll get 123 and the 4 will be removed. Again, if I'll divide 123 by 10, then I will get the output 12. And again, when I will divide 12 by 10, I'll get the output 1. And again, when I will divide, I'll get the output as 0. So what would happen over here is we will be writing number is equals to number floor division 10. And every time after this, after one number is removed, the count will increase by plus 1. So count is equals to count plus 1. And lastly, what we will be doing, we will be printing this count in the end once our number is equal to 0, because at the end it will become 0, and as soon as it will become 0, the loop will stop. We will come out of the loop and we will print the count. So now let's write this program in our Python. So here I need a number. Number is equal to, you can take the input from the user as well. So I'll be writing int input. That means we'll be taking the input in the integers, and then we will be writing enter a number here. Once the user has written a number over here, what we need to do is we need to write count. We need to create a variable called as count. Count is equals to 0 right now. Then we will be creating the while loop, that while number is not equal to 0, in that condition what should happen? Every time from this number, one digit should be eliminated. To eliminate the digit, we will be using the method of floor division, that number is equals to number floor division by 10. And after that, every time count will increase by plus 1. So count is equals to count plus 1. And lastly, when we will come out of the loop and we will print the number of digits are, and I'll put a comma and I'll write count. So let's run and see what output we will get here. So as soon as I run it, it asks me for a number. Let's write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we know there are 7 numbers. So as soon as I press the enter, I get the output. The number of the digits are 7. Again, let's run it and let's see what output we'll get this time. Suppose if I'll write 98, if I run it, I'll get the output 2 over here. That means our program is working perfectly fine. So guys, this was our method number 1 where we use the while loop. Let's have a look on our second solution where we will be using the length function. For using the length function, again we will be taking the input as a number, and if you want to take the input from the user, you can take the input as well, or you can write any number over here. So suppose I'm writing 1 to 3, or we can write 3 to 1. Okay, we clearly know that there are 3 digits right now, but how we will be finding it? We will be finding it with the help of the length function. So what we will be doing, we will be applying the length method, but length method can only be applied on a string, on a list, or these kinds of data types. We cannot directly apply the length method on a number. So we need to first convert it into a string. For that we will be writing print, so str of this number, so string, this number will be converted into a string, and then we will be finding its length. So here again I'll put it inside the parentheses. So length of string of number, that means this number will be first converted into a string and then we will be finding its length. So if I run it, I'll get the output 3. If I would have written over here 0 as well and I would have run it, so I would get the output 4 in that case. That means our program is working perfectly fine. And if you want to add a string over here, you can add a string as well. That suppose you need to write the number of digits are, and I'll put a comma in between, and if you want to run it now and see the output again, then the output would be the number of digits are 4. So I hope guys that both the methods over here are clear to you. In our first method we use the while loop, and in our second method we use the length function by converting our number into a string and then using our length function to it. So I hope you guys have no doubts and no questions, and the link of this code is present in our description. For more such interesting videos, stay connected guys. Thank you.